gotten you really excited this spring about the progression he's made?
Yeah, Josh has done a great job of, number one, changing his body, getting stronger, adding size and mass. He's done a great job learning the offense, and you're starting to see some of the technique work that he's done over the last 2 years really come to fruition. And then he's had a really good spring, really good camp so far, and he's continuing getting better every day. Right, there's a couple things that in the scrimmage I wasn't really pleased with, some of his punches and things like that, and then he just rebounded on Tuesday and really worked on those things. So his coachability is very high. He's hungry. It's kind of his turn and his chance to really go out and improve. I think what we all believe is in him, and he's doing that so far, and we're really proud of that.
The guy you inherited, Bart, what do you see out of his development? I mean, obviously there's a timeline for offensive line, but what have you seen in his approach to allow this to maybe be his moment?
Well, he's really done a great job of developing from the mental side of the game as well. So anytime a high school kid comes in and maybe a guy that hasn't had a lot of high-level football experience from the high school level, it comes in, and obviously the Big Ten's a different animal altogether. He's done a great job learning the offense, understanding that he has to get better at certain techniques that maybe didn't work for him in high school, or maybe he never had an opportunity to do. So developing those techniques, developing those skill sets, and then again changing his body. And that is a process. That's a maturation process that all young linemen go through, and he's done that, but really improved in the weight room, really improved just some of his mobility and technique work on the field, and then now you're starting to see some of the success that he's having at practices, and hopefully that correlates into some great stuff for him this fall.
Coach, have you been through all the film from Saturday, and what did you kind of learn about your group, like where you're at and where you still need to go?
Yeah, we did watch all the film from Saturday. I was not very pleased collectively with my performance and our performance. From a consistency standpoint, there's some flashes of really good things, and there's some things that are we had to get fixed. And I thought they came back and responded very well on Tuesday. We played probably one of our better practices from an offensive standpoint, certainly from an offensive line standpoint. So I was proud to see them rebound from that and fix some of the things that happened on Saturday. And it was really our first live scrimmage situation this spring, and a lot of those guys, especially the guys that are the younger guys, the developmental guys that are going through their first spring, it's their first scrimmage that they've had. So it's kind of to be expected, and each day, as long as we continue to get better and better, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Two running back out there too, and wants to get started with that. I guess maybe expecting maybe a little bit of up and down, especially with several young guys in different roles. How do you approach that as a coach? Just knowing that you got to kind of take some lumps on a Saturday and work through those.
Yeah, patience, which I don't have a lot of, but no, just kind of reminding myself exactly that they are young guys, they are getting better each day, and that they are going through this kind of first spring together. And we had a staff meeting this morning, and that got brought up, not just me, but other coaches on the staff at their positions, and it's kind of a realization that these guys are growing, they are developing. They're seeing some things for the first time. So as long as they continue to get better and not make the same mistakes from day one to day two, you're going to start to see hopefully more and more improvement, and you're going to see some good play out there, and that's what we're looking for is constant growth, constant improvement, especially from young guys that are growing through this process. So you do have to kind of realize that, but at the same time push them to be the best that they're capable of being, right? Coach always says be the best you. Well, we need that from everybody every day, and that's what college football is, and that's what this program is all about and founded on, and they're learning that firsthand.
What do you guys see from the approach from those younger guys, knowing that there's an opportunity to grab maybe a key role?
Well, I think it should be a great motivator for a lot of those guys, is that there are spots that are open, not just on the first group, but in the second group too, in the travel squad too. And some of these guys that are getting reps with the second group and the development group were guys that were on the scout team last year, guys that are true freshmen and just joining us, this spring. So there's opportunity, and with that opportunity, right, should be motivation to try to get one of those spots and continue to improve and get better at not only their craft but learning the offense, and really kind of growing in that position versatility flex that we talked about throughout my time here. And I think that's what you're looking for in spring, is to see how guys take that next step. Guys, everybody's on a different level, right? I mean, you've got some young guys that were on scout team last year or look teams last year that now are competing for jobs and spots. we got guys that are starters that need to take the next step to get to the next level, starters that maybe want to get to that all-conference level, guys that are competing for starting jobs. So everybody's in a little bit different window there, but the whole team, the whole unit, each one of those guys should be very motivated knowing that those opportunities are out there.
Coach, a little bit different running styles in the backfield this year. How's that kind of impact your guys up front? And is there an adjustment they got to go to with Chase not back there?
Well, I don't know if an adjustment is necessarily the right word. There's different styles, like you said. There's different things that we'll see and expect from some of those guys, and my guys too. Just like there's different players up front. So I know Coach Ward's done a fabulous job of getting those guys ready to go, and I think the reads have been clean, and really happy with that piece and the mesh of the O-line running backs, and anytime you have young guys that haven't had a lot of time or playing experience, because we've had obviously a tremendous back last year, and then we had guys that when they got in there like Josh and Reggie really flashed and did some great things, and I'm excited to see those guys. They've been having great springs. I'm really pleased with the mesh of the O-line running backs this spring, and we'll just continue to see how this grows and develops, and we're gonna run the football, and we're gonna continue to push the envelope there on that, and that's really all we've done is getting some of those guys a lot of reps, which is great for spring.
How did Cruz look on Saturday? Good.
Just he did really well. He had one play. If you guys were there, he saw it. He kind of got driven back on one particular play, but overall he had a really good day, and he continues to have a very good spring. So pleased with just kind of his knowledge of the game, knowledge of the offense, and he's done a good job snapping for us. For the most part this spring. So
for somebody like Brandon Anderson, what do you try to get accomplished this spring? He's 18, 19 years old, and this is probably the most high-intensity practices he's ever been in his life.
Yeah, that's a great question. So he's got some great natural ability, and I think the biggest thing this year is just, especially the spring, is just working and kind of, I don't know if you can ever master them, but really get better at his fundamentals, and it's a different level. Even as good as his high school team was, right? This is a completely different level, and so for him to come in and I guess have the success he has had so far is really significant, really pretty something. But he needs to work on some of the fundamentals, and that's the key for any young guy coming in, is work on the fundamentals of your punch, your set, learning the offense, kind of getting that grasp, using this mid-year first spring to its full advantage, so that when fall camp does roll around, he would have gotten now 2 lifting cycles in, and then getting ready to start fall camp, and he's no longer considered a rookie, right? He's kind of acclimated to the rigors of college football, knows the offense well, and then he can continue to build on the skill sets that he's laid early in his time here. So that's a big part of it, is just working on the fundamentals.
Is he a natural left tackle with the way he moves and his length?
He certainly can be. He can play a lot of different positions, I think, just how athletic he really is. And Brandon, like I said, has had a good spring. We've played him at both tackle spots so far this spring, and I think he's got a very, very rare skill set, and I'm excited for his growth and his development.